Evening all. Stephen here. Welcome back to my fireside of a Friday evening. Smoking my Rock cherry wood, which is very much my favourite pipe at the moment. And in it, I've got some of my cherry mocha mash-up. Complements the pipe beautifully, nice sweet smoke. And of course I'm drinking some Abbott Ale, because I must. Thanks for all your suggestions on my long-stemmed meerschaum. The overwhelming decision is that plumber's tape stroke, what we call here PTFE tape in the UK, I think you call it Teflon tape in the States, is the way to go. So when I get to the store, I'm going to go and get some and wrap it around the tenons and see if that tightens it up enough. We'll have to wait and see how it goes, but obviously I'll report back. I mean, it isn't just the looseness of the joints. One of the joints is crooked. So no matter what tape I put round it, there's always going to be a gap, and I'm not going to try bending it back to get it at a 90-degree angle, because I'll probably end up snapping the stem. But if the PTFE tape works, then once it's together, I shall leave it together. I don't think there's anything to be gained. Well, yeah, the things are fragile, and I've got a limited amount of space, storage space especially. My pipes are all piled on this shelf behind me. I've got nowhere else to put them. Obviously, meerschaum is fragile, so there is a risk involved in leaving a pipe of that size fully assembled. That something could fall on it and snap it, but I think it's a risk worth taking, because if I keep on unscrewing it, screwing it together, smoking it, unscrewing it, I'm just going to be back to square one. So we'll see, we'll see. Funnily enough, the mouthpiece, oh, it's not now, the mouthpiece on this was very loose, because this is an old pipe and it obviously had not been smoked for very, very many years, and the wood had shrunk. And so the mouthpiece was swivelling around very loose. So I did what many people do, and I bought myself a few bars of beeswax. I love beeswax. I love beeswax candles. I shall buy some for Christmas. And I've rubbed some of that on the tenon, fitted it in, started smoking, and it seems to have done the job. Works, someone suggested it with the meerschaum, but the thing with meerschaum is it's porous. It will, once the wax heats up as you smoke the pipe, the meerschaum will just soak it up. With briar, of course, it will soak into the wood, but it will expand the wood. And not just briar, cherry wood. Now you might have noticed I'm playing music. So I've made a couple of videos without now, and I feel naked. I'm sort of hoist with my own petard. I've made a rod for my own back, and various other metaphors. I'm so used to making videos in music that when it's not on, I feel a bit lost. But what I've chosen is some old stuff which may no longer be copyright protected, so who knows, we'll see. gives me an excuse to play some great music.
My lonely days are over, and life is like a song.
As you all know, I love all kinds of music. Can't restrict myself to one genre, I like all kinds. I appreciate the musicianship, the melody, everything, whether it goes from opera, classical, Elizabethan music, jazz, blues, the whole lot. I just love it. This is actually, I picked this up off eBay. It's actually a Reader's Digest box set. And it's the swing years, basically. I mean, they put the Glenn Miller years, which is a bit of a cheek. But I suppose Glenn Miller is what everyone thinks of, tends to think of when you think of swing. But this is, it's got all the great bands. This side, we started off with Artie Shaw, then we have Benny Goodman, and now we've got Tommy Dorsey. And will be followed by Duke Ellington and Guy Lombardo. And there's 6 albums in there. Fantastic music. This video I'm making tonight is not the video I intended to make tonight. But you would be amazed at how many times the video I make is not the video I intended to make. This is a bit of a mishmash. Got the old fire going, although I've got no coal. I'm just about to run out of coal. I'll have to buy some more tomorrow. So it's mainly wood I'm burning tonight. Someone commented the other week that I seem to have better quality wood now than I had in the past. And that's actually, I can't remember who it was, but that's actually very true. When me and my wife separated, because of circumstances, not due to any guilt on my part, but because of circumstances, I had to leave the family home. She was able to buy me out. I couldn't buy her out. It was a bit of revenge for me, as you might imagine. But in the back garden of that house, there was a tree, a lovely tree. It was a snake bark maple. And a year ago it died, for God knows what reason, obviously got diseased in some way and it died. And this autumn she had it cut down. It had been dead for a year or more. And she's got no use for the wood, so I've got a lot of the wood. It doesn't do it justice. These are small, you can't really see from these. But fantastic markings on the bark, which is why it's called snake bark maple. It's a very hard wood, very dense, and of course burns beautifully. Stick it on. So I've got quite a supply of that to burn. But if you just add wood on the fire, you go through it very quickly. You really need a base layer of coal and then a bit of wood on top for the flames and effect. What else have I been up to? Like my t-shirt. It was a birthday present from my girls. Springfield Chili Cook-Off 1997. With the, I can't remember what the pepper is called. Chief Wiggum puts in his chili and Homer coats his mouth in wax so he can eat it. And then he goes, "Ooh," and wanders off into the desert. And he meets his spirit guide, which is the Is it a fox or coyote? I'm not sure. But it's voiced by Johnny Cash. It's a great episode. And so yeah, I've got a new t-shirt to wear. Wish I could blow smoke rings. Something else I've done. I belong on Facebook to the UK Pipe and Tobacco Club. It's a closed group on Facebook, just for UK pipers. Familiar places. And someone posted a link a couple of weeks ago to an American guy that sells on the UK eBay American tobaccos. And it's free shipping on pouches. Obviously he makes up the price because we're paying far less than we pay for tobacco here, but far more than he would buy the pouches for in the States. So that it's free shipping, but obviously he's creaming off the top, which is understandable. He sells tins too, but you have to pay postage on those. But I took advantage to get myself some baccy. Had a bit of a splash out. And I took the advantage of picking up some American OTCs to try them out. Because I've heard so much about them and read so much about them. So this isn't fancy tin tobacco, it's OTCs, but OTCs over the counters, they're popular for a reason. It's because people like them. So I picked myself up a pouch of Sir Walter Raleigh. I love the packaging on this one. I don't know why, but I just love it. Half and half. And last but not least, and quite appropriate with the music I'm playing, because this is the Artful Codger's type of music and it's his favourite tobacco, it is of course Velvet. So I'm looking forward to trying those. I can't open them until I've got some more storage jars. I've run out of jars and I really need to get some more, because I've got a habit of opening pouches and then I don't smoke it and it dries out. Jars are the way to go. So once I've got some, I'll open up those and give them a try. Cheers. God bless America. I wanted to get some Carter Hall as well, but he doesn't sell it. Or not at the moment anyway. But it just so happens that the guy that recommended this link, I told him that I'd managed to buy the stuff and it come through customs okay, and said I'd wanted to get Carter Hall and he'd have it, and it turns out he's got some. And so he's sending me a bit, enough for 2 or 3 bowls full, so I'll be able to give that a try as well. It must have been fantastic to live in the days when this music was the popular music. It was dancing music, and as I say, the melody is just beautiful. And I better wrap this one up because the album's just about to come to an end. I hope you're all well. I mentioned a few weeks back James Ellroy. He'd written an introduction for a book by FX Tool that I wrote, and I mentioned I'd read James Ellroy in the past, but I'd only got up to the first instalment of his, I don't know what he calls the trilogy. but I read American Tabloid, which is the first instalment, and then drifted away from James Ellroy. But it reminded me, and so I picked myself up a copy of the second instalment, The Cold 6000. James Ellroy. I even got a free bookmark with it. Look at that. Value for money. It's going to finish now. I'm going to turn it over. Oh no, there's more! No, I made a fool of myself. Of course. I love this song. I've got Benny Goodman doing this. Of course, he did it at the live Carnegie Hall concert from 1938. I've got an album by the Andrews Sisters from the 50s that I picked up off eBay. I'll have to play that sometime. But yeah, that book, James Ellroy can write a fantastic story, but for some reason in this book he chose to adopt a certain style, this staccato style. So it's a series of 3-word sentences, 3 words full stop, 3 words full stop, 3 words full stop. It's incredibly difficult to read, irritating really. I was going to smoke ring then. But I persevered. I almost gave up. I very, very rarely give up on books, but I almost gave up on it because it is such an irritation to read. But, you know, I've read difficult books before. William Faulkner, James Joyce, the whole lot. Authors that don't use any paragraphs, authors that don't use any punctuation at all, that don't use capitals at the beginning of sentences. You just have to get into the rhythm and let your mind go. Now, I think I'm going to have to love you and leave you, because we're up to 19 minutes. But what? No, once again I've got it wrong, because I start the camera rolling quite a while before I start. 2 years I've been doing this. I'm nearly up to my first anniversary. My second. I'm nearly up to my 2-year anniversary in about a week or two's time. I still haven't got the hang of it. And there the music has finished. The fire is dying low. I'm going to go off and find myself something to watch. I fancy an old British film tonight to see what I've got. I've got the box set of the Ely comedies down there. I don't know if they were popular anywhere else outside the UK. But some fantastic films. Passport to Pimlico, Kind Hearts and Coronets, The Man in the White Suit. The Lavender Hill Mob, The Lady Killers, which was actually remade a few years back with Tom Hanks in the lead role. Can't beat the original. I've got a poster, an original poster up on that wall. I'll have to show you sometime. Unfortunately, it's not a British one, it's a Belgian one, but it is from the year the film was released, which is the mid-50s. I've got it framed and up on the wall behind me. I'll have to show it to you. It's the same as the British one, but of course it's all in French, or yeah, French. Any road up. Cheers all. Thanks for watching. Take care. Stay warm. And I hope to speak to you again soon. In the meantime, take it easy, and I'll see you again. Ta-da.